Hello and hello, everybody. Welcome back to We Can Do This. We've got another week of talking about some self help topics, and we are just so raring to go. I have to tell you, I have had a very challenging week. Been working a lot of overtime lately, and I'm really tired today, but I'm still coming at you. We're going to talk and let's get to it. So, as we always start, I'm going to mention please subscribe and like to my channel. I really, really appreciate all my loyal followers. And if you know anybody who would benefit from the discussions we have here and the topics that we review, please, please, please let them know. I do post my live stream after I'm done on my Facebook page. All you have to do is click on the address and you can go right to it. You don't even have to find my channel. And I also need to remind you, I always give my disclaimer. I am not a medical professional of any type. I have no professional training. I am just someone who has a lot of experience in my life. I've gone through a lot of different things, and I'm coming to you to bring those experiences to you in the hopes in my research and by what I've gone through that maybe it helps you as well. So with that being said, please see a professional if we discuss anything on this channel that you feel you need to look into further or want to discuss further. So we are going to talk about big changes today. Now, I know that I did a broadcast on changes, but that broadcast was more about day-to-day changes and how to handle them in life. But this is about big changes. And what I mean by that is I'm talking about changes that are life changing, whether you have brought them on by making a decision or if they've just come on unexpectedly. And to give a few examples, I will mention, going from high school to college. Or if you are reinventing yourself and you go from one job to another job after being at the first job all those years, that's me. There are a lot of different life-changing things. Another one is buying a house for the first time. So I want to concentrate today on big changes, not just little day-to-day things. These are ones that are life-changing that we need to deal with. Now, big change, regular change is hard enough, but big changes can leave us feeling overwhelmed and anxious and stressed out for an extended period of time about the same thing. So that's what we're going to talk about. But some of the things we've talked about in the past will apply to this as well. But we're talking about a large amount of pressure over an extended period of time. We're going to talk about how can we handle that anxiety and the uncertainty, that goes along with it. During big life changes, you're going to be on a major emotional, off-balanced life adjustment. But some of the things we need to be during these situations, we need to be resilient. We need to really grab on to the positive, and as Garth Brooks says, grab on and hang on, because it is going to inevitably be a roller coaster ride. This is not a delicate process we're talking about here. This is something that is going to be an earth-shaking, emotionally charged event. But what we need to learn and what we need to do is totally embrace it with all of your might and really feel it. It's something big. We've got to be all in. This is something we've got to be all in. So what are some of the things we can do for these extended big changes that are happening in our life? So the first thing is we need to fess up. And by that, I mean, don't fake it. Don't push it aside. Don't push it down. Don't pretend. Meet it head on. This is very important in getting through something that is a major change long term in your life. If you are not ready to grab it, hang on to it, and meet it head to head, full force, you need to start there because you're in for the long haul. We need to be ready. You can do this. So then we need to remember that no matter what the change is, no matter what this big change is, you can always find something positive in it. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be obvious. It's not necessarily going to be obvious. You may need to dig a little bit deeper into the state of chaos that's going on around you. But you need to stop and focus. And we have a tendency, our minds always tend to grab onto the negative. And we need to stop that from happening. Don't grab onto the negative. Don't let your mind go there. Go to find and dig for that positive. And that's what you need to roll with moving forward. And one thing that I've also talked about on this channel for many of the different topics, that we've talked about. Baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. I think everybody gets so inundated about being so overwhelmed with something that's a major event in their lives that, they just kind of forget. You don't have to take on the world at one time. You can make it manageable. Break it down into little pieces. Break it down into little steps. When you can achieve little pieces and little steps along the way, it allows you to have a sense of pride in what you've accomplished. And it lets you feel that you're truly in control of your destiny. Don't take a chomp too big out of what's going on. Keep it simple. Keep it small. Keep it manageable. And when you do that, also remember to keep it organized and set up a sense of structure. And I will give an example, like say you're going to college for the first time. You are going to be overwhelmed and inundated with all kinds of new experiences coming at you at one time. But you need to get structured, organized, and focused on the fact that get familiar with the campus first. Get familiar with your instructors. Get familiar with your daily routine. Take them little by little, day by day. Do that with anything that ends up being this big thing in your life. If you keep it organized and keep it structured, that can also help you feel more in control of what you're doing and can help you appreciate those little thumbs up that you can give yourselves, those little yeehaws that you can get from what you're doing. And I have to remember to tell you, don't ever forget. I get so absolutely frustrated with people who have so much pride in them and they have so much ego in them. Oh, I don't need any help. I don't need to talk to anybody. I got this. I can do this. And then inevitably what happens is they end up crashing and burning. And it's not pretty. Do not get into that circle, that vicious circle. That is a vicious cycle that is not going to do you any justice. Reach out to friends and family who have been there, done that. I am giving you 100% that whatever you're going through, there is someone there is someone who's gone through it, and there is someone that you can reach out to that is going to be able to give you advice. They're going to be able to give you support. And I can promise you're going to feel you're not alone. You're never alone because all of us out here have been there, done that in all kinds of different circumstances. If you can talk to someone who's actually been there, done that, and understands where you're coming from, that can help you ease the sense of the world on your shoulders with no matter whatever it is. So don't ever forget that that is out there for you as an option to stay positive, to stay focused, but you can reach out for help to those who have been there, done that. That's always a benefit. Don't forget that. So I need to go a little bit crazy on you here with something else that is you need a little tip here for these types of big events. Embrace the fact that you're reaching out of your comfort zone. Now, sometimes these situations come up and they're not ones that you have planned. But I say that a lot of these life-changing situations, when you're changing to a new company after many years, or you're leaving a company or a job and moving to a total another state or a country, or you're doing the high school college thing, you have to understand you are reaching outside of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to broaden your horizons. This is not a bad thing. This is saying you have dared to reach beyond your comfort level, because you never know. Even if you don't end up doing it, look into it and give it a chance maybe. You never know what you might find on the other side. I understand that there's a saying out there that the grass is not always greener on the other side. But you never know unless you look and you try. And remember that when you're doing this, don't look into your past. Don't look at the future, because we don't know what's happening in the future. Tomorrow's another day. The past is what it is. Remember, you're living for now. Live for the moment. Keep the focus in the present where it needs to remain. That's what's important. Whatever you do in your present is going to affect what happens to you in your future. Remember that. So we're going to go back kind of to the help thing, but not from a family friend standpoint. Now, I know I have driven this home in every single live stream I've done since day one. And there's a couple things here I have, but this is going to be the first one I'm going to mention. Don't ever forget, when you are going through situations like this, there is professional help out there that you need to reach out to if you feel you need it. Now, this is another thing that really, really bugs me. It pushes my buttons. And I have seen this more than once in my life. I come across these people. They actually come to me. I am not ashamed of who I am. I'm not ashamed of where I've been. I've made really bad mistakes along the way. I've done things I shouldn't have. But I am who I am. And it's because of all these things that have been in my life. I am not ashamed of who I am, and I am not ashamed that I've been in therapy for many, many years. I have taken medication when I've needed it. I am now. It has made me the person that I am, and I'm proud of that. These people, they've come to me. I've had many people come to me over the years knowing that I've been willing to share that part of me with them. And they come to me because they're so ashamed, and they're afraid. They're afraid to reach out to a stranger. But I can tell you that irritates me to no end. No one should ever be ashamed to reach out for help, especially professional help, because let's face it, we're in a new era. You don't have to wait for the local doctor in your office to open up. There is a world of professionals out there on the internet that you can reach out to. And a lot of times, day or night, weekend or not, there are so many psychiatrists and doctors and therapists out there. There is no excuse that you should be ashamed to get that help you need and reach out for it ever. I just don't understand where people come across to be ashamed or want to hide from the fact that they need help. We all need help at one time or another. That's just crazy. Don't be afraid to do that. And while you're reaching out for that help, do not hide inside your house. Do not hide inside your apartment. I don't care where you are. I don't care where you're living. I know what that feels like. You just want to hide inside the four walls. All you want to do is be a couch potato because you have all of this bombarding you. You are so overwhelmed. You are so stressed out. Something big is going on with you. All you want to do is hide. Don't do that. That's the last thing you want to do. You need to get yourself out of these four walls. I don't care if it's exercise, if you want to get out and walk. I don't care if it means going to your local store, even if you don't need anything, just get out and walk around. Change your environment. And if you've moved somewhere, you've moved to a new city, a new country, get out. Don't just sit there. Get out. Get to know your surroundings. Get to know the stores around you and the restaurants, the social places that are around you. You're changing your life and you're embracing that. Get out, get out, get out. Don't stay inside. I know how bad you want to feel that way, especially when you've got a lot going on, but don't do that. I'm telling you, embrace it and you can find the positive and you can find the enjoyment in it. I promise you that. And the final thing that I want to mention about this, and I really stress this because I'm really bad at it. I'm really horrible at it. I am a work in progress, and I think I will be for quite some time. It always comes back to you. It always comes back to giving yourself some love. Give yourself some time. Give yourself some space. Patience. Be patient with yourself and show yourself a lot of TLC. But I can tell you, other people, corporations, they're not going to do it. So don't expect it from them. But you control you. Give yourself that space to understand and know that you're going through something major. Cut yourself some slack. I mean, you deserve it. We all deserve that. And it's hard to do that in this world. But please remember, you've earned it. You've worked hard and you've earned it. And you're moving on. You have the world on your shoulders, but you're reaching outside your comfort zone. That deserves some patience and some love. So there is my 2 cents for the day. When it comes to something big, and I had someone in my life that always used to say, go big or go home. I say go big. Don't be afraid. Reach out, grab on and hang on. Be ready for the roller coaster ride, but embrace it with everything you have. Be resilient, because in the long run, it is going to help you grow and make you into a much better, different, and caring individual. So there you have it. That's my topic for today. So in conclusion, of course, I always say and remind to subscribe and please share my channel, share my topics with others. I would really appreciate that. And I always give my teaser for next week. So next week, this is something that I've heard thrown around in the past, and I've experienced it. We've all experienced it, but I've never really seen any real topics on it. And I thought it would be something interesting to talk about. So next week, the topic I'm going to be talking about is mental versus physical fatigue. Right? We've all experienced physical exhaustion, but we've all experienced mental exhaustion too. We're going to delve into this deep, and we're going to talk about it and compare the two of them, and we're going to see which is harder. So join me next week, live or on the rerun. I'm okay with both. I just appreciate you being here to share it with me and for your support, as always. So we got to do the ending, as always. And here we go. We can do this. We got this. I can and I will. So will you. I believe in you. And I think I just froze again. So I'll say it again. I believe in you. I always have and I always will. If I didn't believe in you, I wouldn't be doing this and I wouldn't have created my channel. Believe in yourself. You're worth it. You deserve it. And you have the support here every week. Never forget that. So with that being said, my friends, have a great rest of the weekend. Have a great week next week, no matter what you're doing. Take care. Stay safe. And your families as well. So until next week, I wish you the best. And I say goodbye.